Take a moment right here, feeling like it's out gear. Running, running, no. Keep running.
What is up, my One Piece friends? I'm so sorry. I definitely been out of the mix, but today I'm gonna give you 3 reviews on chapter 10, 65, 66, and 67. Again, my apologies. So these 3 chapters, I'm gonna give reviews right in this video. I'm telling you, hopefully I can put it under 15 minutes because I don't want it to be that long. So let's go. Luckily, chapter 10, 65 consists of things that we already know in this chapter, depending on what you know about the Void Century so far. The most key things I'm gonna say in this review, and one of the key things I got from this chapter, is that the fire is the source that powers up Egghead. Now, this is a key thing to me, is because Dr. VEGAPUNK tapped in the element of fire to source everything on Egghead. Now, I know some of you haven't got this yet, but at the same time, Lilith and Edison worked team to team to draw some of the Straw Hats to fight this baby Lunarian Jinbei. They really set up a trap and see how good of a test the Straw Hats can be against a new pacifist. And now some of the Straw Hats pass through the wall, they just see it right then and there. They see this baby Jinbei, and it could be numerous of things why this Jinbei is sitting here. Now, I can say one thing: Frankie, Sanji, Robin, they hold their own against a Sephiroth. Now, mind you, now a Sephiroth had Blackbeard shaking in his boots. And at the same time, maybe because of he understood that maybe this Sephiroth, I'm talking about Blackbeard, that how did VEGAPUNK get the genes, one other Shichibukai, and then combine them with Lunarian genes to create this massive Terminator, right? The power and the science behind this is amazing, but I can say Sanji and Frankie and Robin hold their own against the Sephiroth. I'm so proud of them. And then Usopp at the same time, he wasn't even afraid. Like, he charged it head on. This Sephiroth had the same power as Senior Pink. And combined with Fishman Karate, bro, that is an amazing feat for VEGAPUNK. Well, not really, because he's VEGAPUNK, right? And on a side note, bro, like, I feel that we have not seen what Usopp can do with this observation haki just yet. And I don't know, Oda. We need more clarification on Usopp, because I want to see Usopp use more haki. And not to even mention, bro, soon as Frankie hit him with the laser beam, Edison said, whoa, they're not ready for laser tests yet. They're just children. What? If you're telling me these Sephiroths can actually grow up being these all-powerful and pacifistas, bro, VEGAPUNK outdid itself. They can actually grow, and as they grow, they can get copied, rebranded, or even upgraded to do things that they possibly can't even do. So Dr. VEGAPUNK can actually add on Devil Fruits, new abilities to these pacifistas or Sephiroth anytime he wants. Like I said, this chapter is pretty short, but now in this chapter we see the majority of the VEGAPUNKs in action, his copies or his antennas, or the people that make up VEGAPUNK itself. Now we see Pythagoras, right? And we see York, and we see Edison, and we've already seen Shaka, but York is the most important VEGAPUNK copy there is. York pees for them, poops for them, eats for them, and sleeps for them, for they can go out living what they do in their research. But just as this chapter ends, we get a huge reveal from Shaka that what you see right now already existed 900 years ago during the Void Century. What could have the government done to set back this much years of research back to zero, back to the reset button, back to what, as we One Piece readers know and see, of science? Now we see a huge robust technology influence right now on Egghead, but at the same time this thing existed 900 years ago. This huge kingdom that was destroyed by the world government as we know today. Like, just think about how advanced they was. The real Atlantis of the world that we know now, of the modern world we know now, right? And it's set back 900 years when they were destroyed. Now this Iron Man, this huge iron armor, gonna be touched up on the next chapter, right? Chapter 1066. Well, I'm gonna go to it right now. Now this big, huge Iron Man climbed the red line to fight upon to destroy Mary Joyce. But just before it actually struck, it ran out of its power. The source of the power that Vegapunk, not even Vegapunk can re-engineer, right? He can't even create a synthetic energy to power this iron armor, which is amazing. Now, this was 200 years ago when this Iron Man or this iron suit, this iron machine climbed the red line to destroy Mary Joyous. 200 years ago, and they still don't know why it came to Mary Joyous, what command it really had to climb Mary Joyous, which is the exciting part. Now, this Iron Man could have eventually seen something or got a command from the ancient kingdom. And even more questions about it is that what actually drove this Iron Man, this iron giant, this iron machine to get a command to finally attack Mary Joyous 700 years after the Void Century happened? There are so many questions with little answers in this chapter. This thing is a huge mystery. Speaking of mysteries, who could have known Clover was such a badass? Bro, he escaped the Marines 10 times, bro. 10 times. But even Shocking a minute, his endeavor, his life did not go unanswered. Clover's will, Ohio's real, is still going on to this day, bro. 22 years ago, after the Buster Call incident, Vegapunk went to go pay his condolence to Clover and his company. We see a young dragon, bro. Dragon and Vegapunk and Clover, they all knew each other. And to see how big Vegapunk head was back then, 22 years ago, bro, this man has a brain fruit, right? I mean, it will make him that special. I would say a secret devil fruit that makes him this smart. So, I mean, at the same time, he's a special person of what he did, but it's all a reason for it. His devil fruit. And back then, Dragon was a pirate, of the freedom fighter pirates, bro. Like, he even tried to recruit Vegapunk. But as we know, the smart move was Vegapunk to go to the Marines. They had a way bigger army than Dragon right now. The most important thing when Dr. Vegapunk and Dragon was on Ohara, they seen the giants taking all the books that had information on the Void Century, which was much surprising, right? Elbaf is one of the most anticipated islands in the One Piece verse, and we all as One Piece fans and watchers want this. And now we have an even bigger reason why we want this. Bro, all the information on the Void Century and the ancient kingdom that was destroyed by the government is there. And not just that, bro, even Vegapunk said their captain was SAUL. Yes, SAUL. SAUL was the captain of the giants that came to take the books away. On top of that, SAUL is alive. And now we finally understand who is the man they had to see with the burnt scar. Mind you, Law is in a mishap. Hopefully he's still alive. Hopefully we can get to that ASAP. We on break. Since chapter 10 to 7, we are on break. But at the same time, bro, SAUL is the man with the burnt scars. We all can say now that 22 years ago, Dragon created the revolutionaries, that he teamed up with Kuma and Ivankov to create this huge military force like he said he was going to do 22 years ago when Vegapunk and Dragon visit Ohara, bro. He really did it. This military force, it took 22 years in the making, but Dragon finally did it. And now he's definitely declaring war on Mary Joyous in the government. I can say one of the most important things in this chapter is that Vegapunk went to Elbaf to research these books that Ohara sacrificed their life for, right? To research them and to get every word, every page, every knowledge inside these books in his head, right? So now that these things, once the world is free of the government, will be sprouted out for the whole world to know. And that's a bigger part than what was going on next chapter, right? Vegapunk isn't selfish like I thought he would be. Vegapunk actually wants to give his research out to everybody, and everybody can like actually entitle things inside his knowledge, but it can combine to make a history that we know as of today, as of One Piece, right? He wants a huge encyclopedia of the world history, the scientific nature that the person that he is. And it's amazing. It's a great feat for Dr. Vegapunk itself. And just as this chapter over, bro, we finally get introduced to Dr. Vegapunk himself with a blast off between Chopper and Luffy. And the SSG stands for Special Scientific Group. Now, that is an understatement for Dr. Vegapunk, but we have to get into the next chapter, right? Now, this chapter is kind of long, but in this chapter, we finally got introduced to officially the name of Dr. Vegapunk's fruit, the brain fruit, which is totally obvious. So Dr. Vegapunk can actually store as much knowledge as he wants to, and it's unlimited factor, right? But as much as he stores, his brain and his head gets bigger and bigger and bigger. What Dr. Vegapunk actually did was actually put his brain somewhere else where it can grow peacefully, right? Into the Punk records. And he used the apple on his head, which is an antenna, to communicate to the Punk records. which is smart, right? And I'm pretty sure once that Vegapunk leave this island, I'm pretty sure you can have a snail storage chip, right? You know, the snail, like what Oda does with a snail that store data, you know, probably a chip that he can use on the go. And I also want to touch up on the encyclopedia thing I was talking about. Now, Dr. Vegapunk, like I said, is not a selfish guy. He wants to know the whole world, the whole knowledge of the world and the history. He wants to get knowledge from everybody else in the world, for they can store things in punk, you know, punk records also, and for everybody can coexist together and learn things together. That's his main goal. And like I said, that speaks volumes for Vegapunk. He's not what we thought of. Well, it's what I thought of, or what we thought of probably, because I thought he was a selfish scientist that's only working for the Marines, as with the Marines, a lab dog, you know, and he's okay with it. Not the case whatsoever, bro. Like, Vegapunk wants to be a free man, and he wants everybody in the world to know the knowledge of science, the knowledge of history. But he's definitely at a stress hole because the Marines kind of wants him dead, I would think. But at the same time, like, Vegapunk seen this coming anyway, right? So he already came with ways on probably how to leave Egghead and how he can store this knowledge. And like I said, in a small transponder snail, a storage device. Also in the chapter, we get to see all 5 Vegapunks and what their name is, what their number is, and what they actually do. I'm pretty sure we seen that last chapter when I touched bases on that. Like, I can't say York is the most important Vegapunk there is. Also, the interaction between Bonnie and Vegapunk is a much needed. We know that Bonnie is really upset about her father Kuma. Like, when she seen him on Mary Joyce, I'm pretty sure everybody cried during that moment. But at the same time, we need that from Bonnie, the emotion from Bonnie. And I feel like Dr. Vegapunk seeing that through her heart. Now, if Dr. Vegapunk said he's gonna give her something, I'm pretty sure it might be something that can turn that Kuma Terminator system right back and reverse it to actually the Kuma that Bonnie once knew. And I feel like Dr. Vegapunk actually feels some heartfelt feelings about doing that to Kuma. To make a little small note, bro, Dr. Vegapunk is a perfectionist. Now, he even called Momo's artificial devil fruit a failure because of the color pink. Because he's pink. But at the same time, we all seen it. That devil fruit is amazing, and maybe that's why sometimes that it gives Momo this shock factor or the fear factor when he can't really draw out his clouds, or maybe be a lack of experience between Momo and the devil fruit. But Dr. Vegapunk took it really hard in the motion that things become a failure, but at the same time, he gonna have to go through trials and error. That's a part of being a scientist, and I feel like he hates it when things comes to fail. And then we get back on the Iron Giant. Not even Dr. Vegapunk can re-engineer the dynamic source that powers this Iron Giant, right? Not even the smartest man in the One Piece verse can synthetically create this dynamic source to power anything, to power things that was powered 900 years ago. Now, like I said before, I don't know what the world government did to wipe out this resource, but I'm pretty sure that some of the government, like Emu and the 5 elders, have power that they can access this resource, and that's one to keep from themselves, which I think that's what was happening. Emu had this resource, right? The thing that destroyed that town, that Sabo, the country that Sabo was in, definitely probably got destroyed by this resource, and I'm pretty sure of that. That's something we have never seen thus far, bro. And it destroyed the whole country, and I hope Sabo's alive. But I can say the smartest man in the world can't even find this resource if it still exists to this day. And the biggest thing I got out of this chapter is what input, what audio device, right? What Wi-Fi signal made this Iron Giant react 200 years ago to attack Mary Joyce? If the Void Century happened 700 years ago, what triggered this Iron Giant to go attack, climb the red line, and attack Mary Joyce, right? It probably came from the other side of the world and was moving and finally died out on Mary Joyce. Like, they came this close to being destroyed from a source, a dynamic source that they don't even know nothing about. That close. Like I said, what actually gave it a permission to move? And that's what I want to know. But as this chapter comes to a close, we kind of end off with Vegapunk asking Luffy, it's a coincidence, can you take me with you, or can you lead me off of this island? Now, I'm pretty sure that Dr. Vegapunk seeing that the Cyber Zero is coming after him. Cyber Pro Zero is coming after him, Stussy, and we get Lucci and Kaku are coming after him, right? I'm pretty sure Dr. Vegapunk traced that call somewhere and known that they're coming trying to kill Dr. Vegapunk. So that's the reason why he went off. And I'm pretty sure Luffy is going to help him get off this island. my main thing is to know that how is Dr. Vegapunk gonna take all this knowledge with him? Like I said before, it's probably a transponder storage snail that he can plug in like a USB port. I'm pretty sure Dr. Vegapunk is super smart. So that's one thing I can say, right? And not just that, right? He's giving government non-access to Egghead. So I'm pretty sure as they get closer and Vegapunk leaves, he's gonna destroy Egghead, a self-destruction function where the Marines can get none of his research, none of his technology. Another key thing I got from this was Kuma. Kuma reacting on some type of emotion or trigger or sense to run away or to get somewhere immediately. You seen that Lingbird was trying to repair him, but as he was trying to do that, a reaction came in his mind and he was just running and gunning, and everybody was so confused to the point like, why is he reacting right now? What emotion is getting out of him? Could it be that Bonnie fainted and he had to go after Bonnie? Can you see that Bonnie's heart is low right now? Her heart rate is low, or it could be that Dr. Vegapunk is in trouble right now. Kuma's still in there, and to my opinion, I think Vegapunk gonna give Bonnie something before she can get something to her father that could turn that switch back on to the loving Kuma that she once know. And I know that Bonnie, Vegapunk, and Luffy company depart ways, sorry, but at the same time, I want to know what exactly is Vegapunk outcome of this. Will he join Dragon in a company? Because Dragon, like you said, this is declaration of war right now. I feel like Dragon have enough power in his mind to compete with the Marines, right? They compete with the most powerful nation in the world. 22 years ago, he said that he gonna build a force that aligns, right? That aligns with everybody in the world that want to rebel against the government, right? And that's an amazing feat. It took 22 years, but Dragon felt in his mind and his heart that he can do it right now. Big ups to Dragon in this chapter, right? And the more that we see Dragon is amazing. And I feel like if Luffy is gonna take Dr. Vegapunk to Dragon, we can finally see Dragon and Luffy come together and talk. Not just help, you know, Luffy like he did in Longtown, right? Not just that, but actually sit down with Luffy. He's another deadbeat like Shanks, right? Deadbeats going everywhere. Like Dragon, you change your ways. All three of these chapters was amazing. Great information. These world building chapters is the biggest chapters in my opinion. Fight in a second, but world building, give me that any day over any chapter. I can tell you right now, bro, this is going ahead of its time, literally, right? And now we are on break next week. So thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe to get more of me and more One Piece content. I'm sorry, I babble on. I think it's like 30 minutes into this video. Hopefully it's not. I'm trying to get out into 15 minutes because I don't want this video to be that long. I do not like 30-minute videos. I'm glad that you guys stick around to this last point right here. And like I said, follow me on Twitter also because I'm still giving away that PS5. If you follow me on Twitter and you already subscribe to my channel, you're already ahead of the people that might win this PS5. Don't worry, I will keep you posted on how to win it, so stay tuned. I'm Monkey D. Cypher, and I'm out.